Imagine standing on the biggest stage on Earth, 2 billion eyes watching, one name on everyone's lips. And then, the internet tears you apart. This is the story of Lisa, the FIFA World Cup, and the controversy that shook the K-pop world to its core. June 2026, the FIFA World Cup, the single most watched sporting event in human history, is just days away. And the opening ceremony is set to be historic. Pyrotechnics, thousands of performers, the eyes of an entire planet trained on one stage. And right in the center of it all, Lalisa Monoball, better known to the world simply as Lisa. A Blackpink member performing at a FIFA World Cup opening ceremony the crossover fans had dreamed about, the moment K-pop stans had waited years to see. But before Lisa could even step onto that stage, a storm had already begun. Videos were spreading, screenshots were flying, and a debate that has lived quietly underneath K-pop for years suddenly exploded into global headlines. Was Lisa lip-syncing? And more importantly, did any of it actually matter? Stay with us, because this story is far deeper than a single performance. It is about identity, artistry, the impossible standards placed on one of the most successful artists in a generation. And before this documentary is over, you will understand exactly why this controversy hit so much harder than anyone expected. To understand why this moment was so significant, you have to understand who Lisa actually is. Born in Buriram, Thailand in 1997, Lalisa Monoball was not handed anything. At the age of 14, she traveled alone to Seoul, South Korea to audition for YG Entertainment, one of the most powerful, most competitive entertainment companies in the world. 14 years old, a foreign country, a language she was still learning, and an industry that had never really seen someone like her before. She trained for 4 years. Grueling, relentless, years where most trainees simply quit, where the pressure is designed to break you. Lisa did not break. In 2016, she debuted with Blackpink, and from the very first moment, audiences knew they were watching something different. Her dancing was not just technical, it was magnetic, it was visceral. It had the rare quality that cannot be taught in any training room. It made you feel something. By 2021, Blackpink's YouTube channel became the most subscribed music channel on the entire platform. Lisa's solo debut, Lalisa, shattered records. Her follow-up single, Money, became a global pop culture moment that transcended K-pop entirely. And then came 2023, the Blackpink hiatus, a restructuring, a period of uncertainty for fans worldwide. But Lisa did not slow down. She launched Loud, her own entertainment company. She signed with RCA Records. She performed at exclusive global events. She made it very clear that she was building something bigger than anyone expected. And that is exactly when the trouble began. It started, as so many controversies do in 2026, on social media. Old performance clips of Lisa began circulating. Clips that critics claimed showed inconsistencies between her voice and her movements. The audio, some users argued, was just a little too clean, a little too perfect, a little too pre-recorded. The word nobody in K-pop wants to hear: lip sync. Within hours, the hashtag was trending in multiple countries. Fan accounts on X were posting side-by-side comparisons. YouTube reaction channels were uploading their analysis. Forums that usually debate album tracks and music video theories were suddenly filled with accusations, defenses, and everything in between. And here is where it gets genuinely complicated. Because the lip sync debate in K-pop is not new, it is not simple, and it is not black and white. K-pop productions, especially at the scale Lisa operates at, are among the most technically complex live events on Earth. The choreography performed by top-tier idols is not just dancing, it is a full athletic performance. Synchronized movement with dozens of backup dancers. Stage formations that require intense physical output, split-second timing, and extraordinary endurance. Singing live at the same time, hitting every note, every run, every melodic moment, while doing all of that? That is an almost impossible ask, and industry insiders know it. But the public does not always see it that way. And for Lisa, performing on the FIFA stage, watched by billions of people who may have never attended a K-pop concert in their lives, the stakes were entirely different. Critics were not just K-pop fans. They were sports fans, casual viewers, people seeing Lisa for the very first time. And first impressions, once formed, are very hard to undo. But here is what the critics did not know, what the headlines completely missed, what we are going to show you right now, because it changes everything about how you see this story. The Blackpink fandom, Blink, did not stay quiet. They never do. Within hours of the controversy erupting, fan accounts began compiling evidence of their own. Clips from Lisa's solo tours, where she delivered full live vocal performances while executing the same high-intensity choreography. Moments from award show stages, where Lisa's voice cracked, slightly, naturally, the way real live singing sounds. And fans pointed to those moments with pride rather than embarrassment, because a crack proves you're actually singing. They shared her 2022 Crazy Horse residency in Paris, where Lisa demonstrated a level of artistic control and stage command that left critics silent. They shared behind-the-scenes footage of her rehearsal process, the obsessive preparation, the physical conditioning, the vocal warm-ups, and they asked one very pointed question. Why, when male artists at global events use identical audio backing tracks and performance enhancements, does no one make trending hashtags about them? It was a fair question, and it landed. Because the lip sync debate, when you look closely at it, is almost never applied evenly. Female performers, and particularly Asian female performers working in a genre that the Western entertainment world has spent years dismissing, are held to a different standard. Asked to prove themselves in ways their counterparts simply are not. Lisa, who has spent her entire career fighting to be seen as a global artist rather than just a K-pop idol, found herself in the middle of a debate that had very little to do with one set of performance clips and everything to do with something much deeper. Who gets the benefit of the doubt? Who has to earn it over and over again, no matter how many records they break? And perhaps most painfully, who gets to stand on a global stage and simply be celebrated without their every movement dissected for flaws? And then the opening ceremony happened. The stage, the lights, the billions of viewers. Lisa performed. And the response was immediate. Clips flooded social media. Not of controversy, not of lip sync debates, but of pure, jaw-dropping spectacle. The choreography was immaculate. The stage presence was commanding. She commanded that stage not like someone trying to prove a point, but like someone who had been born to exist in exactly this moment. Comment sections that had been battlegrounds just days earlier began to shift. Fans who had never watched a Blackpink video found themselves searching her name. Sports fans who came for the football stayed for the performance. International media outlets that had covered the controversy were now covering the redemption. Because that is what it felt like, even if Lisa herself never called it that. But the real conversation, the one that matters beyond this single event, did not go away just because the performance went well. The debate about live vocals in K-pop, the debate about the impossible standards placed on performers at the intersection of dance and song, the debate about which artists are allowed to define the terms of their own artistry. Those conversations are still happening, and they should be. Because Lisa did not just perform at a FIFA World Cup. She walked into one of the most scrutinized moments of her career and came out the other side as she always has, standing. Here is what strikes me most about this entire story. Lisa has been performing since she was a teenager. She has trained harder than most athletes. She has built an international career that spans music, fashion, film, and global entertainment in a way that almost no K-pop artist before her has achieved. And yet, days before one of the biggest performances of her life, the conversation was not about her artistry. It was about doubt. That says less about Lisa than it does about us, about what we demand from artists, about which performers we build up and which ones we keep finding reasons to question. The lip-sync controversy around Lisa's FIFA performance was not really about lip-syncing. It was about the impossible intersection Lisa has always occupied. Thai artist, K-pop idol, global superstar, in a world that is still figuring out what space to make for someone like her. But here is the thing about Lisa. She has never waited for the world to make space. She makes her own. And on that FIFA stage, in front of 2 billion people, she reminded every single person watching exactly who she is. Not just a K-pop star. Not just a Blackpink member. An artist. A performer. A force. Completely, undeniably, irreversibly. Her own. So, I want to hear from you. Do you think the lip-sync debate in K-pop is fair? Do performers who dance at this level owe audiences a fully live vocal? Or is the performance, the artistry, the movement, the energy, enough on its own? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. If this documentary made you feel something, made you think differently about Lisa, about K-pop, about the standards we place on artists, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who care about these stories. And if you are new here, subscribe. We cover K-pop, BTS, Blackpink, and the real human stories behind the music, the way no one else does. We will see you in the next one. And trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next.